Hello, boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Charles, and I'm glad you've come to my reading room. I would like to read a story to you today. It's called The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. Let's get started. There's a butterfly and a raccoon. I think a raccoon is our main character. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of a forest and cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him in the ear. "Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do," she told him gently, "even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start." "You'll make new friends and play with new toys and read new books and swing on new swings. Besides," she added, "I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." Why do you think she said nights at school? We don't go to school at night. But think about raccoons. They are nocturnal animals, which means that they do all their activities during the night and sleep during the day. Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A secret? What kind of secret?" "A very old secret," said Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the kissing hand." "The kissing hand?" asked Chester. "What's that?" "I'll show you." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand, up his arm, and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with special warmth. Have any of you felt that special warmth when your mama kissed you? I bet you have. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. "Now," she told Chester, "whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, 'Mommy loves you, Mommy loves you.' And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts." She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. "Now do be careful not to lose it," she teased him. "But don't worry. When you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick." Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. Do you see here is the kissing hand, and everywhere he is, he can feel that Mama's love when he puts his hand up to his cheek. I bet you felt that love. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly he turned to his mother and grinned. "Give me your hand," he told her. There they are. What do you think he's going to do? Do you have some thoughts about that? Let's find out. There he is. Chester took his mother's hand in his own hand and folded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. "Now, you have a kissing hand too," he told her, and with a gentle "Goodbye" and "I love you," Chester turned and danced away. Do you see all the children going to school? All the animals? They're off to school, and it's nighttime. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across the tree limb and enter school. And as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. "Chester loves you," it sang. "Chester loves you." There's a wonderful picture of school. And you can see the raccoon. Right, let's see if I can find it. There he is. Chester's right there in school. I love you. In sign language, that's what this means. I love you. I hope you have enjoyed this story. Come back again next month, and I'll have a new story for you. Goodbye.